Diane in Denmark here. I'm just doing a wee bit of wrapping today. As I've said before, I try and wrap the gifts as I buy them. Sometimes if I don't get them wrapped as soon as I've bought them, it's an anti-procrastination day task. But I'm making this little video. It's not going to be more than 15 minutes, but if you need a wee bit of company while you are wrapping your gifts, then feel free to join in. I'm just wrapping what I've got. And as you'll see, you know, I don't need much when I wrap. I've got my generic, hold on, I'll show you. I've got my generic wrapping paper. I've got 2 rolls that I'm using right now, and I've got more from, you know, generic stuff from IKEA, you know, just kind of silver or white or gold, and then I can add different ribbon if I want to. But I'm just wrapping, and as I said, you're welcome to wrap along with me. And normally, when I'm wrapping, you know, I've got the candles going, I've got some good music going in the background, but today I thought we'd just do it together. And if I change clothes, suddenly if you see me wrapping, you know, wearing something different, it's because I've stopped the camera and then I'm going to be wrapping another day. So let's just see how I get on today, if I do 15 minutes or if I just do 5. Right, that's one. And all I'm doing is wrapping up the gifts and then putting the labels on. And I really like these sticky ones because you don't have to kind of tie them on. That's another one. And then when I've done them, I put them to the side and I check them off on my list. You know, in the Flylady's Holiday Control Journal, we've got this list that we can keep track of who we're buying for, what we're buying, how much we want to spend on it, when we've bought the gift, wrapped it, and it's ready to give. And that's one, so that can go over there. On with the next one. Just grab one here. Okay, the next one, oh, you've seen, maybe you saw this. I bought it at Copenhagen Airport when I was going off on my Brussels trip. Move these things out of the way. And it's a Danish football strip for my nephew's eldest son. And don't worry, he is not going to be watching an old lady like me, like my YouTube videos, so he's not going to, this is not going to spoil the surprise for him. There we are. And you know, years ago I would think, oh, I need to have matching gift cards. And you know what, it was really stressful and it was really expensive. And if there's something that we don't need at this time of the year, is even more expense, it says, you know, the canny, thrifty Scot. And you know what, the person who's getting the gift is not going to care if there's like a matching, you know, card for this. So as I say, that's why I always get my kind of generic paper. Right, now I'll put a label on this one. Oh, there's my pen. I'll just put it down. There we are. Oh, there's my pen. Yeah. There we are. Oh yeah, I better see who that one's from. So how are you doing with your Christmas shopping? I hope you're taking it step by step and baby steps as we always do. And we're quite lucky here in Denmark because most of the shops will wrap for you for free and make a nice job of it. And that's also another idea why it's good to do it in November, because then you know, there's not huge queues for getting them wrapped. If you go into the shops in December, you know, they've got a kind of designated table where you have to take your gift over and then you're standing in a queue. And I hate standing in queues. Right, oh, and did I tell you what I do? You know, because once I've got all these gifts, let me just grab another couple of things to wrap. Got some shortbread here. Once I've wrapped these gifts, the ones that are going to my nephew's kids and, you know, to my brother and his partner and my mum, they will obviously be going in the suitcases for when we go to Scotland. So I can just pop those in right away. Let's see, can I get two out of this one? No. And the ones which are going to people here in Denmark, what I generally do is I take a bag, you know, just a plastic grocery bag, and I put all the family's gifts in the one bag, so it's, you know, separated by families. And then once I've done that, then they go into a huge suitcase that we have. And it's not a suitcase that we use very often. It was actually the one that we got for my son when he was over in the States for a year. So they just go in there. So that way they're kind of out of the way, but I know where they are. And when we are going to meet with that family, you know, or have dinner together, then I can just go to the suitcase, take that particular bag out, and I'm ready to go. Right, that's one shortbread. Into the next one. And I really like giving food gifts, you know, Danish sweets, Scottish shortbread for people who are here in Denmark, because it's a clutter-free gift. You know, anything like that, like, you know, cinema tickets are good. We used to do that a lot. The only thing about gift cards, I don't know if it's like that where you are, but something like 40% of gift cards are never actually cashed in. So the shops, you know, the stores make a huge profit from them, because people, you know, forget they've got the gift card, and, you know, they forget to spend it. And so if you do get a gift card, make sure that you put it in a safe place, you know, with your, you know, maybe your office in a bag, and make sure you use it. Don't think, oh well, you know, I'll do that in 3 months' time, and then you can't find it. I've heard that from quite a few fly babies. When they start going through their papers, suddenly they find gift cards. Right, that's my two shortbreads. I'm gonna put, I'm not quite sure who these are going to yet, and I often keep a few extra gifts, you know, of like I say, with the shortbread or sweets, candy. And that way, if we're, you know, suddenly invited somewhere, some kind of Christmas do, I've got, you know, a little hostess or host gift. But what I am going to do is I've got some Post-its here. I'm just going to put on the Post-it what it is. Because, I mean, I know right now what it is, but next month I'm not going to remember what is in this package. Right, that's one on. And two. Right, let me see how we're doing for time. I can't really see. Hold on a wee minute. 8 minutes. Oh, good. Oh, I'm whizzing through these. And as I say, normally when I'm doing this kind of wrapping, even if it's for just 5 minutes, I put on some good music, and, you know, I can just sing away, and, you know, before you can say Bob's your uncle, you are done. Right, so that is the shortbread. And of course, you could make your own shortbread. I've put up a video with a recipe for that. Let me see. Oh, I've done it again. I can't put, there's the pen. No, I'm going to put the pen in here. Right. Shortbread. That's one. So those are just extra gifts. Yay, doing well. Okay, right, I'll just grab another thing to wrap. Will this do? No, that's too small. This one. Okay, another piece of paper. Oh, hold on, I'm going to put my pen here now. And you know what? If you think it is too boring to wrap your gifts, you know, in generic paper, and you are welcome to go ahead and do all the matching bows and greenery and whatever you like, but just make sure that you don't get too carried away and suddenly, you know, your load of laundry is not getting done, and you're suddenly having to go out for some takeaway food because you haven't planned what's for dinner. You know, make sure you always get your routines done, you know, your morning routine, your evening routine, that you've got your laundry up to date, because, you know, we can go a bit overboard with the decorating, as I said to you. Right, I'm just going to keep on using this white one. Actually, the older I get, the more I actually like the really kind of minimalist colours, and it's just easier on the eye. And that was the other strange thing about, you know, I'm Scottish, and I left Scotland in 1989 when I was 21 years old, and I went to work in Luxembourg, and I was in Luxembourg for 10 years. That's where I met my Danish husband. He was working for the Danish judge, I was working for the Scottish judge. Well, I'll just put a label on this one. And when we came to Denmark, Christmas is really different in Denmark and also in Luxembourg than it was in Scotland. And one of the great things that I love about Denmark is how they do Christmas. You know, everything is, you know, all the white lights, is none of these kind of flashy, well, you know, sometimes have flashy lights, but it's normally white lights, just it's very natural, and I really love that. And of course, all the fresh trees. We have a lot of fresh trees. Hold on, let me just grab something else to wrap. Okay. And as I said, I just really enjoy that kind of natural look now for Christmas. Hold on, I need a bigger bit again. Go that way? No. Okay. Anyway, I've got a few offcuts of paper for smaller items. A wee drop. And you know, my husband, he doesn't really care too much about what particular Christmas traditions we have. So there's a couple of things. You know, he really likes duck, you know, the traditional Danish Christmas dinner. So we always have duck. We don't have kind of goose or roast pork as they do in some families. And the other thing is he insists on the fresh tree, the real tree. The Danes actually supply most of Europe's trees. They are grown here, and they're grown in an eco-friendly way and sustainable. So don't worry about that. Whereas I was quite happy, you know, with my plastic tree, which I bought in Luxembourg many years ago. But the plastic tree is actually, that was before I met him. The plastic tree has actually been really good. We used it a lot, you know, when the kids were smaller, and I often lent it to, you know, nursery and kindergarten and the kids' school, because, you know, the kids could kind of play football and the tree would survive. Hold on, I'm just writing a label here so I don't get confused. There we are. Yeah, anyway, we're coming up for the 15 minutes, so just keep wrapping. Keep wrapping. Yeah, I've made a good dent in things today. I've done a lot. Go me, go me. And something I was thinking about this morning, and I've ordered quite a few gifts online. I know when they're, you know, delivered to your house, you know, that's all well and good, but there's an awful lot of packaging, and it's really nice to get rid of that packaging and get it out the door and into the recycling and the trash now, and not, you know, waiting till like 3 days before Christmas and your bins are overflowing because there's just no more space for anything. Right, what we're going to do, oh, I need to finish wrapping this one. Right, and I tell you what, once I've finished this one, that's basically me. So I'll set my timer once I finish this video, because you know what, I might be kind of tempted just to leave the presents out, but no, I'm going to put them into the bags and into the suitcase, and you know, we're going to be like a ninja. I will not have been in this room. Right, one more. once more with gusto, or with feeling, or whatever you say. There we go. Yay! Go me, go me. But I shall leave the paper out and the ribbon and the scissors and the tape and the labels because the kids need to wrap a few presents too, and they will do that later. Right, last one for now. Oh, I'll just curl the ribbon. Woohoo, then I'm done. Right, not bad. Okay, let's get them all together. Boom, boom. Yeah, I can hide behind them. Okay, that's it for me. Diane in Denmark. See you very soon and happy wrapping. And live long and prosper. Okay, see you soon. If I can stretch over everything. Okay, see you soon.